May the 4th be with you, because today we're talking about Star Borg. Welcome back to the channel. I have been playing a lot of Star Borg, which is a Borg, as you would imagine. This is the Sacred Art of Gaming, where we love talking about tabletop gaming, and I've been soloing some Star Borg, and I could do that because I've got some awesome solo rules. These all come in zine format, and these are from J.P. Couvert. And the solo rules, Perplexing Ruins. Some big names there. So yeah, I've been having a lot of fun Star Borg, as you'd imagine, using the Mork Borg rule set, which is pretty light. So we're not going to dive into that too much, other than like maybe with the solo stuff. They kind of pivot slightly as they do for Mork Borg. Yeah, it's going to be pretty standard. D20 plus ability score equal to or greater than the difficulty rating, with the normal being a 12. And you can kind of have your modifiers to give you like a -3 to a +3. You have your abilities, which are just agility, knowledge, presence, and strength. In this game, you do get destiny points. You start with D2 destiny points normally, and you can use those to deal maximum damage with one attack, re-roll a dice roll, yours or someone else's, lower damage dealt to you by D6, neutralize a crit or a blunder, or -D4 to one test before rolling. The art. I love the art that J.P. Couvert does. It's just a whole vibe, and I'm into it, been having a lot of fun. I feel like it's such a nice mashup between J.P. Couvert, Star Wars, this could be anything, really, and Mork Borg. Yeah, J.P. Couvert, Mork Borg, and, you know, stuff in space. So very simple character creation. You're gonna roll your bits and bobs, choose or roll a D6 class, roll abilities, roll HP and destiny points, and then choose or roll galactic species and a rebel motivation, and save the galaxy. Some cool classes in here. We've got the bot, the bounty hunter, the mage knight, the smuggler, the technician, and the youngster. Like a lot of Borgs, there's all kinds of little charts and roll tables that are just snuck into every single portion of the book, and I love that. Got a ton of different galactic species, some that look like lizards, some that looks like Bigfoot, some that look like little teddy bears. And there are 10 in total here, and then you get motivations with that. I ended up playing a smuggler who's a fish-eyed inkgoid, I say that correctly. One area where I think I wanted a little bit more, assuming I'm even doing it right, it's one of those things where I'm not even sure if I'm getting the full experience, was the space combat. Space combat, you have these different like ship stations where there's the pilot, the co-pilot, the engineer, the gunner, and they have different actions that they can do. Some of them kind of help each other out, like loading torpedoes, for example, or steadying the ship to line up a shot for another gunner. And then you roll initiative like you would normally. I'm guessing that when you roll initiative, normally like the players go first or the enemy goes first or whatever. So I'm guessing that it is like the pilot maybe goes first and then the enemy ship, because the enemy ship is not built out in the same way. The enemy ship does a thing after the pilot, and then maybe the engineer goes, and then the ship goes again. And when these are all player-facing roles, so it's still you rolling, which is why every single station has some type of defensive role. Like the pilot will evade, but the engineer may use deflectors. That's very interesting. And then it does, like, once the ship has its overall armor that protects you, and then once that is lowered, and there's ways you can bring it back up, then the person at that station starts getting hit and their HP goes down. With a Borg type game, it's not crazy that they have 1 HP and then they get hit by a ship or a ship's gun. I don't know. I think I want like a little something. There's a little something that I'm missing. I still haven't quite figured it out yet. I've been digging it so far. I can just tell I need to spend more time with it to comprehend and speak intelligently to what additional layer I need. But maybe that's just, I wanted a little more crunch, maybe. and this is trying to keep it light. You can also upgrade the ship, which is super dope. We always love that. And then you've got all kinds of tables for names and stuff like that. That brings us to the GM guide. There's all kinds of fun tables in here, as you'd imagine. Things like obstacles, space obstacles, mishaps, space travel mishaps, more amazing art. And this begins to break down the Legion and the Dragoons. Morale plays a part as it does, but the Dragoons being these almost like space mages who have these swords that have lasers on the ends. They do all kinds of crazy stuff. They are space knights with the ability to use telekinesis, but sometimes lightning. You've got fun war machines, that's a part of the Legion as well, and then you've got your scum and villains, elite bounty hunters and stuff that could be coming after you, and then crime lords, which has been a big part of my campaign as a smuggler so far. So yeah, my situation took a very left turn very quickly, where I owed a debt to a crime lord. I was working with the crime lord. I inadvertently ended up compromising my crime lord, so I'm kind of I have my crime lord with me right now on my ship, which is interesting. And then we're trying to, there's competing crime lords and the other crime lords working with the Legion, and yeah, it's a whole thing, but we're getting through it. Really fun. We've got space monstrosities with all kinds of fun tables for that, and then the spaceships. I've had a lot of fun dealing with the Legionary Hunter Fighters, the little guys. We're just taking out multiple of them because they go down pretty quickly. And the game, just in such a great way with the way the art and the layout. We've got planets, we've got rebel contacts, missions, hidden features, weirdo aliens, danger. There's just no shortage. Honestly, I've played quite a few sessions, and I'm realizing that the GM guide has a lot of tables that I probably should be using more, because there's some cool stuff in there. I've mainly been using the solo, and that brings us to the solo rules. I did mention the mechanics and how we're gonna kind of pivot a little bit with the perplexing rulings situation here. It's D20 plus ability score, and instead of there being a normal difficulty rating, 12 plus is a strong hit, 9 to 11 is a weak hit, and 8 or under is a fail. There's recommendations here for play structure, all kinds of oracles and tables, mission tracks and danger clocks, which is honestly a big part of the game, which works perfectly for the smuggler, where you have that escalation of threat. I have felt like my character has done pretty well, which I feel like my character has pretty decent stats for a Morkborg character. A lot of Morkborg characters tend to have a lot of negatives. I don't. I only have zeros and positives. But I think I've had a lot of 12 pluses, it seems like. So with the solo play structure that we have as a recommendation, create your character using the rules. Yes, of course. Roll on the epic and damn fool idealistic crusade tables. Roll on the episode and mission tables. I love that. Set the threat dice to 1, so you do have an escalation of the threat dice. And then you have an opening scene, all kinds of tables and charts, as you would imagine. But what I really want to get into is the mission tracks. Very Iron Sworn-esque. We've got mission tracks and danger clocks, and those are kind of competing, the threat die being a part of that. So you kind of figure out what type of mission it is that this is going to be, whether it's short, easy, average, long, etc. That'll give you X amount of boxes. So normal being 6 boxes for a DR12. When you think you possibly have completed this mission, you roll the D20, you add how many pips you have in there, because you can end it prematurely, and see if you hit the DR difficulty rating. If you don't, then you are not done yet. Remove 1 progress and increase the threat die by 1. So almost like a twist on, you think you're done, but you're not. Sometimes you can complete the mission a lot faster than you think you're going to based off the pips you have, based on the dice. Sometimes you think you're done, and you're not, because the dice have other plans. And then you have those danger clocks. For example, legionary reinforcements may be on their way. So when you make progress on the mission, pips go there. Danger, let's say you do something that alerts the enemy, let's say the legion of your whereabouts, you add a pip there. Ooh, failing a task related to the clock, that's another one. And then to resolve the danger clock, when it's filled, the result happens, which is the name of the danger clock that you have in this situation. Let's say the Legion shows up. When a mission is completed and danger is avoided, remove the danger clock, regardless of how far along it has progressed. That brings us to the threat die. So you're going to increase that when a new threat presents itself, or you begin a new danger clock, or you roll a blunder, or you begin an escape from a dangerous location. When it reaches 6, advance all danger clocks by 1, or completely fill a single danger clock. Decrease the threat die when you complete a mission track or resolve a danger clock, roll a crit, or your rebel has a moment to catch their breath in a safe or hidden location. So, as you would imagine, solo play for this game is going to be contingent upon the mission clocks, the danger clock, and the threat die. It's a nice little triangle to guide your solo play. You've got all the things you would hope for solo tools with all kinds of your affirmation oracle, which has your yes, no's, your degrees of success, size, weather, NPC reactions, and then a pretty sweet event oracle, which I think is mainly where I've been living. I love that damn fool idealistic crusade thing that we were talking about earlier. It'll give you a villain, a goal, a plan, and a means. So in my case, it was a crime lord, chaos, recruit, beast. And I'm like, what the hell does that mean? I'm still discovering it during play. But you have the episode and the mission tables, so it could give you like the cage dagger doom. That's not a good one. The trap hidden sacrifice. Maybe you can move those around. Hidden trap of sacrifice, or the sacrifice of the hidden trap, or whatever. To make it sound Star Warsy. Something that's been very handy, because sometimes starting for solo play can be difficult. We don't know where to begin. That's why we have a table for opening scene. Rolling this bad boy and it gets you going. But you've got stuff for scenes, shaking up the scenes, NPCs, travel, the planets, the settlements, dangerous locations. I love the dangerous locations one. The threat die plays a part in that too, so you're adding that to see whenever you're traveling, for example, if something's going to happen, and lets you know if there may be an obstacle and if you need to escape. And then at the very end, one of my favorite things, you have the boost oracle. Use this oracle to inspire additional details about the scene, mission, etc. It is really just a 4x5 grid, so a d20 roll, and each one has an image on them. Very similar to one of my favorites here, kind of like this, but it doesn't have the words. And that is Star Borg, my friends. I've been having a lot of fun with it, and I've been having a lot of fun with Morkborg-esque games in general lately. What are your thoughts on Star Borg or Morkborg or something akin to sci-fi low fantasy? I guess it depends on the story. And J.P. Kubert, as well as Perplexing Ruins. A lot of good stuff, very evocative books, zine format, digging it, having a lot of fun. It's my jam. All right, so let me know in the comments down below, what has your experience been with other Star Wars games? Or J.P. Kuvert's games, or other Morkborg games. And don't forget to like the video if you're enjoying the content, and subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. I'll see you in the next one as we continue to explore the sacred art of gaming together.